Hello friends, in this video we will look at the introduction to Prolog programming language. Prolog programming language is programming of logic, and as we can see in this document, Prolog is a fourth generation programming language. That is, it does not involve a lot of loops or a lot of declarative statements. In the sense, a lot of syntax is not there, and with very few lines we can attain a lot of action. So in Prolog you have to write really small programs, and you can design really programs for really complex operations. However, we cannot design an operating system or an embedded software using Prolog. If you think that you can design a mobile application or an operating system for a desktop or any kind of a standalone application, that is not possible in Prolog. But Prolog acts as a intelligent engine, or where you can perform operations of logic. So syllogism is what Prolog is aimed at. So that objective of the language should be very clear before we can actually understand that what kind of a power it offers to you. So Prolog is generally used to be given a program knowledge base, and using that knowledge base it will find out whether a particular condition holds or not. So Prolog can be used to find missing knowledge or in order to infer from the existing knowledge. So as we can see here, these are the features of Prolog. It is a case sensitive language. That is, whatever you will write in Prolog, if you use small a or capital A, both of them are different. In fact, the variables that we use in Prolog, they are specifically named with a capital letter, and all the atoms, that is the values which we provide, they are named with a small letter. So Prolog is very case sensitive. Then it is a weakly typed language. That means we do not have any kind of a typing in the language. We don't have to declare the data type of the data. It is automatically detected by the language for us. Then it is a declarative language. That means we just want, it declares the known knowledge in Prolog, and then Prolog will find the answer. And in this we don't need to give the why, because why is there in the engine of Prolog. We just need to give the what. Then it is a fourth generation language. That is, it involves a highly powerful compiler, and very few lines of code is required for really powerful program. And it is the language of predicate calculus. So in order to understand Prolog, you must have a proper understanding of predicate calculus, that it handles lists and recursions naturally. So it has inbuilt mechanism for backtracking. So in Prolog, as we will see in the subsequent videos that I will be recording, Prolog can find the answers to the missing knowledge using the backtracking method, and it is inbuilt inside Prolog. You don't have to do any type of coding to use it. It is there inside Prolog engine. And Prolog has a really powerful inference engine that can offer you a very good example of how syllogism problems should be solved. Now the question arises, what are the building blocks of Prolog? Prolog has four main building blocks. It involves predicates, it involves variables, it involves atoms, and it involves clauses. Now, what are predicates? Predicates are the properties that an atom holds. So an atom is a entity, or a person, or a name, place, animal, thing, any noun about which you want to save some property. So predicate is the property, and atom is the entity about which you want to store this property. For example, Ram is a male is a sentence. Now here Ram is the entity and male is the property that Ram possesses, that Ram is a male. Similarly, Sita is a female. So female is a property which Sita possesses. Then both male and female are humans. Now male and female both are properties, and these Together they are humans. So human is also a property. So this way you have to identify in the given problem what are the properties and what are the instances. Only then you can write a program in Prolog. Then the next building block is a variable. A variable is a memory location in Prolog which is used to store an atom. Now variables, generally their name begins with a capital letter or a underscore. And if it is not a capital letter, then it is not a variable. So no other special characters are allowed in Prolog variable names. So ABCD with a capital A, X, teen. Here you can see all of them, they have a capital letter at the beginning and all of them are valid variable names. Similarly, underscore is used for giving the name of a variable. However, single underscore, it represents anonymous. That means any value will do. We will not store the value in the memory and the calling function may pass or may not pass a value and that value is ignored. So that way anonymous arguments are declared using the underscore in the variable name when we are declaring a predicate. Then comes the atoms. Atoms are the values that the variables can hold. It can be an integer, a character. Integer is any number without any inverteds. Then character is any alphanumeric string which may or may not be enclosed in double quotes. If it is only alphabets or it is alphabets and numbers, then you don't need to put the quotes. But if it involves any special characters, then it is always suggested that you include the inverted quotes. As you can see here in these two variables, here comma is there and here hash and underscore are there. So we have put the atoms in the inverted commas. And then lastly we have clauses. Clauses are those predicates which use other predicates for their truth value. So here as we can say mortal, any X which is mortal, then it implies that it is also human. So mortal is possible only when human is true. So this way if one property depends on another property, so that is linked using the clauses. So we can see one example. Suppose I have a predicate calculus statement which says Ram is a male, Sita is a female, males are humans, females are humans, and then all humans are mortal. Now this is my question which is given to me, and now what I want to do is I want to find out whether Ram is mortal or not. So in order to find this, I have to give this knowledge to Prolog. So I have to convert. So what I will do, I will declare a predicate male with Ram as an argument, predicate female as with Sita as argument. Then human X means it is a clause, and human X means it is male X is true, then human X will be true. Then human X will be true also if female X is true. So both of them are possible. And then mortal X is true. It is again a clause only when human X is true. So how this is going to work is we will give the clause to the Prolog on the command prompt mortal Ram. Now what this will do is it will put here mortal Ram. So it will invoke the predicate human with Ram as value. So now human Ram. So here the first clause for human, it includes human Ram is true only when male Ram is true. And as we can see here, male Ram is true and therefore the system will respond with a truth value of yes. Similarly, it will do for Sita. Whether Sita is mortal or not, if we will question the system, it will return that Sita is mortal. So as we can see in this video, these are the building blocks of Prolog. In the subsequent videos, I will be discussing more complex problems. So if you like my channel and you understand whatever we are discussing, then please write in the comment section and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.